Welcome back to Let's Talk Football. With me I've got Gwelup coach Alex Vagliviello. Alex, how is your season going so far?
So far the season's going extremely well. That's by the fact that we're on top of the table, so we can't be happier at this stage.
And looking forward to today's game?
Very much so. This is a new experience for me. The boys have been talking about it all week. They're fairly hyped up about it. So my task is to go back into the change room and try and talk the game down rather than up, because I think that they're already at the limit where they need to be as far as being motivated for this game.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say the Beachborough side have not been going so well so far this season.
So I believe.
So hoping for a victory today, I would take it.
Well, we'll take the 3 points. The amount is not necessarily that important, but I'll take the 3 points if we can get it today.
And who are the key players on your side that we've got to watch out for?
Up front we've got a young guy by the name of Nick Cullich, who's very quick. He scored 4 goals last week coming off the bench at half-time. He's been actually prone with injury, so he's only just starting to come back. And at the back there we've got a young guy by the name of Markowitz, who's fairly good at what he does. So yeah, so they're the 2 key players in the team.
You have coached a number of sides over your career. Can you remember them all?
Yes, I can. I've only been coaching in the last 5 years. I started off in the juniors in the Premier League, in the old Junior Champions Premier League. I had Inglewood United and a young team in Bayswater United. But a couple of seasons ago I had Shamrock Rovers, which is an experience in the Amateur Premier League. Didn't go as well as I would like to have gone, but I'd like to believe that I built the foundation for last year's success at the club.
Yeah, well, the Irish are a bit hard to get on with, aren't they?
Well, I keep telling that to the guys. I said, look, the drills that I'm giving you, it's taken you guys about 4 weeks to grasp the concept. I said at Chamois it took us about 3 months to get it happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, you will be popular if you ever have to go back there, I take it.
I'm always popular back there, even.
So, in your junior football career, well, when I say coaching of juniors, did you come across any really good players?
Not really, no. Not that I can think of. No, there's none. I mean, the kids that I coached back then, they'd all be 18, 19 now.
Yeah,
and
just coming through.
Yeah, just coming through. There's a couple there at Inglewood, I believe, are in the reserves first team squad. One young guy, his name doesn't come to mind, but very good player. Actually, at one stage, they were looking at exporting him to Europe and having trials in Europe, but you're just a little bit imbalanced in the head, so that's why we didn't do what we wanted to do. But other than that, no, because I had the young team I had at Bayswater. The calibre of player wasn't that fantastic, but at least we developed some team spirit there.
So, in your time in football, how do you see the standard of it now compared to, say, when you started off in the whole gambit over here in WA? Yeah,
well, you're obviously talking to a baby boomer, so that means my playing career was in the 70s, the early 70s, mid 70s, the late 70s. That's when the game really hit it's at the height of its mark here in WA, so in my opinion, the standard of the game has actually dropped. I mean, the A-League is possibly one of the reasons for that, but I think these days it's more to do with outside influences that are affecting the young players. In our day, we didn't have Game Boy and all the other stuff that computers weren't even heard of. So the only thing you could do is go out there and kick a ball with your mates, and that was the only thing you could do. But these days, as I said, I feel there's too many distractions, and if a player wants to make it, he's really got to be serious about making it. But that's my opinion on the game.
And how would you see room for improvement? In other words, what would you do if you were in charge of, say, Football West? What would you do to try and improve the level of football and the standard of football in WA?
Well, the standard of the game comes from the coaching aspect of the game. What we need to do is invest more dollars in the coaching aspect of the game. We've got to get high quality coaches here in WA, as we did in the 70s. In the 70s, we had high calibre coaches coaching young players and teaching them the skills, and then those young players went on. We play in the NSL, which was okay. These days, we've got the NTC program, which is run quite well, and that's the proof in the pudding, that you need to put money into coaches, and coaches will develop the players that will develop the game as we go along.
Right. And you are a qualified coach, obviously.
I'd like to think I am.
What level have you?
I've only got the level C, but I'm looking towards the level B and the level A as under the new conference regulations. Yeah.
And have you got ambitions to coach at a higher level?
I did have a few years ago, but unfortunately I think age is against me now. I mean, I look at Europe and you see guys like Capello, who's about my age, earning about $10 million a year, so I think I've left my run a bit late.
Well, if you had a chance to coach any side, say in WA, what side would you pick? There you go.
The dream there would be for Perth Italia, or the Perth Soccer Club. That's where I played my junior soccer. That's the club that is the epitome, they're the apex of WA soccer, so they're the guys you'd want to be looking after.
So Normo need to watch out?
Oh, no, I think Normo's doing a brilliant job. I mean, I used to play with Normo, so I know how aggressive he is as a coach, and that would be the ultimate dream. And
for the rest of the season, what are your hopes for Gwelup?
Well, for this season, we've actually set ourselves a goal to go undefeated. We'll take drawn games. As long as we don't lose a game this season, we'll be very happy. I think I've got the squad that's capable of doing that. We were hoping to go for the double, but we sort of had a hiccup in the cup run, getting done by Kingsley in the first round. But no, I think realistically, I think the squad that we've got here will be good enough to win promotion and go undefeated.
And then obviously the Premier next year.
Well, yeah, that's the goal, is to get into the Amateur Premier League. I mean, I've coached in that league, I understand it, I know it well, and I've said to these guys, look, that's where you want to be playing as an amateur soccer player.
Well, that's it from Let's Talk Football. See you next week.